Hello everybody, my name is Big Citrus and let's get into it. So here we are, Apex Legends Season 14 Hunted is here, and with that, a brand new What Your Apex Legends Main Says About You. This is by far the most requested video on the whole channel. You guys have actually helped to make this maybe the best performing series on all of Apex YouTube. Across like all of like Apex Legends videos on YouTube, this might be the best one. And I cannot tell you how grateful I am for that. But if you have not seen the previous 3 videos, don't worry, you don't need to go watch those. This is all you'll ever need. If you're unfamiliar with the series, hello. Might I say that you are looking quite good today. And hopefully you'll consider subscribing after watching this if you like the video, or if not, it's okay. I did buy plenty of tissues to cry with later for when that happens. I respect your decision. But like I said, if you're unfamiliar, basically I'm going to be judging who you are, what you are. I'm gonna find out if you ever sit to yourself crying yourself to sleep at night thinking who you are in the inside, the decisions you've made to take yourself to this point, you know, the regrets you have, you know, maybe there's a specific moment you look back on in your life and you say to yourself, if I could just go back to that one moment and just change that and just not do that, maybe I'd be happier, maybe others would be happier, but I can't. You can't turn back time. You have to live with the decisions you've made. You have to keep going no matter how much it hurts. We're all slaves and victims to the perpetrator, to the oppressor that is Father Time. Now remember, these are just stereotypes, and while they are not always true, they do exist for a reason. If you feel that I was inaccurate, which by the way, a lot of you are always pretty honest with like how you feel, like you don't just say I'm inaccurate to be a dick. You guys are usually like, yeah, that's pretty true. You got me pretty spot on. I respect that, but you know, if you feel that I was inaccurate, I am sorry. I tried my best. This is the 100% factual truth. I don't care what anyone says. Fight me in the comments. Do your worst. You know I always read the comments and reply, so leave me some spicy takes, but I'm pretty sure I got this video dead on, dead to rights. Make sure to join the community Discord if you want to interact with me. Follow my Instagram and Twitter and my Spotify and my TikTok. Turn on the bell if you actually want to get notified when I stream on this channel, if that's something that would interest you. And I think it's time to find out what your Apex Legends main says about you. Season 14 edition.
Time to put some lead down range.
You know, recently I have been sweating and playing ranked on Apex a lot more. I haven't got Diamond Bowl splits this season, and one of the characters that helped me get there was Bangalore. And honestly, I see why a decent chunk of people main this character. Bangalore is basically all reliable. Are you solo queuing? Are you not solo queuing? Doesn't matter. This character will basically have an applicable effect in any situation. Your passive is always a great getaway tool and also a great pushing tool, and Bangalore mains utilize this to its fullest potential. You might not always need to shoot your smoke grenades, but hey, you're gonna shoot them anyways, because like who gives a shit? And sometimes it's a mystery for the enemies, like, oh, is that Bangalore shooting a smoke at me so she can use her digi threat and one clip me, or is she just shooting a smoke at me because like fuck you, lol, take 10 damage? I respect Bangalore mains. And also in most situations, your airstrike can be a great defensive tool and a great offensive tool. And let's be real, actually, I'm pretty sure every Bangalore main just uses airstrike as the oh shit, I need to get the fuck out of here right now button. A lot of people do use it offensively, but like, I mean, that's what the Gibby airstrike is for. The Bangalore airstrike is, yeah, I need to just fucking run away from my team at the speed of sound like Sonic the Hedgehog and just go. There is nothing that a Bangalore main hates more than a recon character. Like, doesn't matter. Bangalore mains will actually get so tilted if they get scanned through their smoke. It is insane, but I cannot blame them. Now, most Bangalore mains range from at least above average to pretty great. You'll see the odd shit Bangalore main, but for the most part, you guys are pretty solid. Also, there's a high chance that you're a controller player, lol. I've also like never met a female Bangalore main. It is just a lot of y'all dude bros, you know, kind of the more ROTC and high school types that like playing Bangalore. Decent chance you're a Titanfall fan, but you most likely just solo queue and play basically every FPS there is.
Valkyrie extending to re-engage.
Valkyrie quickly went from being a character that, you know, was seen as competitively viable and, you know, a good pick to basically within the last 2 seasons becoming an absolute fucking necessity you were throwing if you didn't have Valkyrie on your team. And in some sense, I do kind of agree with the sentiment. Like, she's the best rotation character in the game, and she is so incredibly versatile that, yeah, I would agree she is basically the best rotation character in the game. Valk mains are usually pretty fucking toxic. Here's the thing. If you're solo or duo queuing and you see a Valkyrie as your random teammate, good fucking luck. The chances of them being a half decent human being, like decent at the game, and actually like waiting to Valk with you and not bossing you around, acting as if they're fucking Hal IGLing in the ALGS finals, the chances of that are so fucking minuscule. For some reason in solo queue, Valk mains are just the worst. They think they are above everyone, and if someone takes their Valk, boy, you're not gonna hear the end of it. Now on the flip side, I know a lot of people who are Valk mains that, you know, only play with their friends or pre-made squads, and those people are usually pretty chill. They don't actually find her personality that annoying. They're usually really good with the rocket stuns, and hell, if they rocket stun anyone for even half a second, they are going to push off it. That's just a thing that's common between all Valkyrie mains. We know this by now. And also, this is the one main that I noticed. Their skill is actually worse than nicer skins they have for them. If they have a legendary skin, tricked out banner, and the heirloom, they're probably not that good. It's just something I've noticed specifically with Valkyrie. All Valk mains are dreading the season 14 nerf. I don't know when it's coming, but it's coming. And a lot of them say they love Valk and everything and, you know, whatnot, but if she gets nerfed too hard and she's not really that good of a pick anymore, they are swapping characters instantly. Trust me, if you see anyone maining Valk past like season 14 or 15, they are loyal as fuck, like Lifeline mains. Because I have a strong premonition this character is getting nerfed into the ground, and you're gonna see a lot of former Valk mains bitching, oh, she wasn't that OP. Yes, she was. There are just some people who genuinely like the lore. You know, they're a Titanfall fan. They want to be the Ghost of Viper. They like Valkyrie's interactions with like LOBA, Bangalore, and Revenant. They kind of like the lore and everything. Or like maybe they just want Valkyrie to like peg them. I don't know. Look, Valkyrie is like one of the most mained characters right now, so I had a hard time pinning down a stereotype for this one, but I feel like I've got it pretty dead on. Also, Valkyrie mains always have an R301 on them. They just will always use the R3. They don't care about other assault rifles. It's always the R301.
Let us make something that cannot be ignored.
SEER has shot up in popularity this season. This is mostly due to a lot of competitive teams playing him, and I don't really think that his pick rate is going to go down without some significant nerfs. Back when SEER first came out and he was the new legend on the block, I remember saying SEER mains will be like a more aggressive paranoid Bloodhound main, and I think for the most part that still rings pretty true. They get one scan, they're pushing it, but they will always be looking around. They have the toxicity and aggressiveness of Bloodhound mains, but for the most part will actually be pretty chill, actually giving out some decent comms in chat because they do genuinely care about winning. They probably used to main Bloodhound, but hey, they see everyone playing SEER, so it's time to play SEER. If they've been maining SEER since he dropped in season 10, you can guarantee that this person has been a hipster. Be like, see, I told everyone SEER was OP. Even after he got the nerfs, I told everyone he was the best character. I was right. Look at me. Also, SEER mains love to just finisher spam. I've just noticed that about SEER mains specifically. If a SEER main sees even one person near them in a building, they are throwing their ult down. They do not care even a little bit. SEER mains with even over 100 hours on him will still be confused when they somehow don't scan someone who's like literally 2 feet away from their face. It still doesn't make sense to them. This person either plays recon characters in basically every single game they play, or they literally only play this recon character in Apex. They only play SEER because people tell them to, or it's just because they see him in high ranks a lot. They know that most people find them incredibly annoying to play against, but they don't care. And unless they've been maining SEER since season 10, the second he gets nerfed, they are dropping him harder than a crater. At least within this last season, some of the nicest players I have met have been Seer mains, and some of the most toxic, most garbage, most insanely delusional players I have met have been Seer mains. Even though he's not like the most played character, it is a wide variety. But the number one thing that is common amongst all Seer mains is that they never actually use the ping thing to let someone know there are no heartbeats nearby. I know there's gonna be that one person who goes in the comments and says, I actually press F1, or I don't know what the buttons are on console, I'm sorry. I actually press F1 to let my teammates know there are no heartbeats nearby when I'm not coming. I do that. Look, I know you do it, but look, every other single Seer player doesn't. So to you, the one person who does it, congratulations. Wraith mains like dropping in streamer building and like using the bald wraith skin and spinning their dagger heirloom and are sweaty and will DC when you down them. Thanks for watching. Okay, I would say with about 30-ish% of all Wraith mains, the stereotype of bald Wraith skin, fucking Asura's dagger, TTV 69, plugging my TikTok in my bio, plugging my YouTube, plugging my Twitch, plugging my Facebook gaming, plugging my fucking MySpace gaming in my fucking username, literally while bouncing, only dropping fragment on World's Edge, even though it just fucking is boring and sucks at this point after like 10 seasons of just fragment, and literally tries to use every single movement tech in every single fight, even if it will actually like make their chances of winning that fight worse by going for movement techs they are not good at. They will do it anyways. They still use the R99 in the wingman, even though they're not the best guns in the game anymore. They do not care. Those people absolutely do exist. The people who care about their kill death ratio in a fucking battle royale, those people still exist and play Wraith and have the heirloom and have the exact same banner frames and poses you have been seeing for literally 2 years. Those people still exist, but I don't want to talk about those people anymore in this section because it's literally the only thing people do. Instead, I think I just want to talk about the Wraith main who kind of understands those stereotypes are a thing and understands that they at least partially are in that group, but try their best to give Wraith players a better name. I have met within recent seasons a lot of really chill Wraith players, people who know about the negative stereotypes and actually try and calm, make portals for their teammates, actually ping things that their teammates needs and not stealing 844 light ammo from the map. If you don't want to land fragment, fine, they'll go somewhere else, but they still like to fight, people still like to play aggressive, and they get hype when big plays are made. They've kind of chilled out a lot recently. Maybe they don't play Apex as much as they used to. Maybe they tried playing a game like Valorant and it just wasn't their speed. I think a lot of the really toxic mains have moved on to other characters that we will talk about later in this video. And if they are still maining Wraith, still being sweaty with the bald Wraith skin, their TTV in their name, I don't know. They literally just have Stockholm syndrome. Like they cannot leave Wraith. They actually are just stuck in the past. But most other Wraith mains maining her for a long time, trying to break away from the negative stereotype, even though you still kind of are the stinky, sweaty Wraith player who DCs when they get down deep inside. But you're trying to contain the monster, you know, and I respect it.
Now romp with me. I'm ready for a match.
Lifeline mains, man, y'all have been through a doozy. If someone is a Lifeline main, I really feel like it's only one of two ways. They are a brand new player, or they have been literally playing since season 0, maybe a few seasons after, and have only played Lifeline ever since. And when they logged on to the game for the first time and they were a brand new player, they picked Lifeline straight away. Lifeline recently got some buffs, and if we're being honest, they kind of sucked, but Lifeline mains were grateful for them anyways. Hell, she even got a new location in Olympus, but hell, that didn't seem to do much for the Lifeline pick rate, but she is still the casual player's favorite character. People still want Res Shield back, and I get it. It was really good. It was amazing. It was too good. People still want it back. I have to explain to people, it was really unhealthy for the game. I know as you, a Lifeline main with like 2,000 or more hours on Apex and the heirloom and everything and like the strict out banner and all these skins, loved the easy 2-man res plays you could get in like 1v3ing a team with the res shields. I know you love those plays, and you're almost definitely a controller player if you man Lifeline. And you're decent at the game, you still are kind of stuck in the past, only using like the R3 and the R9, you know, guns like that because it's all you know. You don't play play Apex for the gameplay. You play Apex for Lifeline. You love Lifeline. You want to be Lifeline. You want to be one with Lifeline. You want to be inside Lifeline. That isn't how I meant that. You still make Mozambique here jokes, and you think it's funny every time. Even when no one laughs, you still chuckle to yourself, and that I respect. You are a person who, in real life, probably never changes, and on Apex, you will also never change. You are who you are. You still want Red Shield and Fast Heal back, and you literally don't care. People say they're OP. You just tell them they're wrong and dumb, and that Lifeline is the worst character in the game, and she needs multiple buffs, but you keep playing her anyways, even though you don't think she's the worst character in the game, but you just say it to like gaslight people, because like subconsciously you want them to think that, so you could justify the reason behind it needing to buff more. I think you get what I'm saying. I have a confession to make. In the past, I have said things about crypto mains, and crypto as a character that could be deemed as mean, rude. Who the fuck mains crypto?
Seriously though, who mains crypto? I'm gonna say it again. I don't care.
And today, I would like to correct my mistakes. I know it might seem odd, and it might not seem like the right time or the right place, but today I have started to live my life openly and freely, and I decided to come out as being a crypto main. To some of my longtime viewers and longtime fans, this might confuse you. You might be looking at your screen right now with puzzlement. Hear me when I say, only real Sigma grind set men play crypto. If you don't play crypto, you're a fucking beta cuck Genshin Impact fan loser. Look, I've went on a journey with this fucking character, man. I went from thinking he was a complete and total afterthought, utter garbage, literally like a Fall Guys character in Apex. It makes no sense. I was so confused why you'd ever play this character. Over the course of seasons, I have seen his usefulness, seen his variety, and it has gotten to the point where I have realized that crypto is truly the best recon character in Apex Legends. Maybe not the best character in the game, but definitely the best character for solo queue. When your dumbass teammates die and you need to grab their banners, it is so easy, and you can do it from so far away. 250 meters might not seem like a lot, but trust me, baby girl, it is. Being able to hit everyone in the radius for 50 damage just off their shields, doesn't seem that big. 50? I don't know. You gotta try 50 damage for yourself, though. Crypto mains are scientists, engineers, mathematicians, scholars, professors, poets, lovers, and they understand that people might not understand them, but they don't need to. A crypto main is either going to calm the whole match or be in your fucking ear like your fucking squad captain telling you what to do, saying, hey, I'm gonna respawn you and then we're gonna take these men down. I'm gonna EMP in and you are going to move your ass, soldier. Or they're not gonna say a single word and basically be a self-insert, silent, off the grid, literally just a fucking ghost. You will never hear from them or see them ping anything the whole match. It is really just one of two ways. If they're an actual crypto main, they will literally be whipping their drone out. They will be scanning a banner every 2 or 3 seconds. They ain't waste no time. They be carrying ultimate accelerants on them for that ult because they know EMP is a game changer. Gibby bubbles, get fucked. SEER ults, what's that? They'll literally just EMP a LOBA's black market just because, and they will get a nice up close view of that absolutely beautiful cake, and they will take a whole ass screenshot and send it to their homies on Discord. They don't give a fuck. I didn't understand crypto mains at first. I'm sorry, but I'm happy to say I understand now.
This is going to be fun.
You know, I'm kind of shocked that people still play Pathfinder, given the fact that his kit is limited. But then I play Pathfinder myself, and then I remember why. And it's because this character is just so dang fun. And I really think that's the only reason that people main this character. He's simple, and he's fun. Sure, there are people who main Pathfinder in a really high rank and literally know the most advanced movement techs in the game. Pathfinder mains really love the charge rifle. That's just something I've noticed, by the way. Anyways, and they'll be absolutely insane. They will be crazy. They will be tap strafe Terry. They don't give a fuck. They'll slide dance and make some gumbo on your mama. but I don't know what that means anyway. And then there's the people on the opposite side of the spectrum, like literally just installed Apex on their like PS4 because it was free and they saw it in the store. Pick Pathfinder because he's the funny robot man. Literally do not know how to play an FPS game. All they actually know how to play are like Forza or like racing games. And they just pick Pathfinder because he's the cool quirky robot and he says the cool quirky things, and they constantly quote his voice lines back to his friends, back to themselves even. And they'll never be that high of a rank in Apex, but they just play because it's Pathfinder and it's fun. And even the more above average players just play Pathfinder because he's simple and he's fun. They could literally be playing like any other character that is basically better than Pathfinder, but they don't care. Also, most Pathfinder players are one of two ways about his passive. They will either bitch and say that he doesn't have a passive at all and he needs a real one, or they will actually use what Pathfinder's passive actually is, always scanning survey beacons and always making new zip lines. The latter group of people are very cute. Yes, they were most likely a Titanfall fan and love the Marvins and everything. No one's gonna sit here on a pedestal and claim that Pathfinder is like the greatest Apex Legends character or anything, but Pathfinder mains don't give a shit about tier lists. They love Pathfinder and they feel like Pathfinder loves them back, and that's really all that matters.
Everyone forgets to look up. You lot are so terrestrial.
So I feel like at lower elos, Wraith players seem like the sweatiest players. That puts them a decent margin above just a casual player who's not all that invested in Apex. But then there are the Horizon main. I feel like when I hear someone talk about a sweaty Wraith main, that's what a Horizon main actually is. Are they the best at movement techs? Who cares? They're gonna try and use them anyways. Will they be toxic if you fucking say one thing to them? Fuck yes. Will they DC and they literally don't care about your elo? Fuck yeah. Will they take literally every single thing for themselves on par with an Octane loot goblin and not even pinging a single thing that you're asking for? They don't care if they're one health. They are not pinging shield cells. Yeah, they're not doing that either. Look, Horizon is an incredibly popular character, right? People really love playing her. She's one of the most fun legends in the games, and she's a bit strong. But I think the main reason that people play Horizon is solely because they feel like they are good just because they're on Horizon. They can automatically get the high ground on other players, have an ultimate that sucks people in and is just free nade damage. They have a passive that basically takes half the skill out of using most movement techs in the game by making you, you know, just very floaty already and easier to control in the air. And I know a lot of Horizon mains who might be watching this are actually screaming at their monitor right now saying, how dare you talk shit about me, literally 1v1 me, I will literally one clip you. Horizon mains I've noticed are the rare mains that are almost always PC players. Like, yes, there are a lot of Horizon console players, but most of them are always PC players. These are the kind of people who will literally make a Smurf account, not even to play with friends. They will literally just make a Smurf account and just 3-sack Smurf for fun. There are cool Horizon mains who are really chill and will actually work with you a lot and are some of the most chill people I've ever met on Apex, but like 9 times out of 10, they just seem like Wraith and Octane refugees. I do not hate Horizon mains, but I feel like I'm just spitting facts. The only time a Horizon main will actually come to you is either to scream at you and call you dog shit and call you slurs, or to say what weapons they need. They'll say, well, I need this weapon, like, oh, I need a wingman. Not that they want a wingman, they need a wingman. They think they're better than everyone else, and hell, I'll be honest, sometimes Horizon mains are better than everyone else. I'll give you guys that. Also, Horizon main has a really high chance of having like a weird username. Just something very fucking strange.
I was born ready, so I don't know what not ready is.
VANTAGE is the new legend on the block with Season 14, and honestly, I think they'll be pretty good. I could see a lot of SEER mains and other recon mains swapping over to VANTAGE, but probably SEER mains specifically. I feel like VANTAGE is going to get the Valkyrie treatment. People are going to say she's annoying because she actually has a personality, and they're not really going to use half of her abilities correctly, and they're just going to kind of use them to use them. But I feel like once people figure out how to like get the most power and synergy out of this character, she is going to be a problem and very busted. They might just be someone who likes animals and actually likes the fact that we finally have a character with an animal in Apex, and they will literally just whip out Echo to be like, oh my god, look how cute he is. And honestly, that'll probably be me. I feel most VANTAGE mains are going to be people who already use like every sniper in Apex because, you know, her ult's a sniper. I feel like a VANTAGE main is going to be someone who calms, but they calm like too much. Like they're literally just going to say shit and tell you literally every single piece and information about themselves and the game. Like, they don't care. There are always the people in a new legend who comes out, say they're going to main her because they don't understand how her abilities work and they just think she's going to be OP as fuck, even though they have no understanding on the basis of the character. But it doesn't matter. There will always be those people. They're gonna have these people who just made this character trying to get to like 100,000 kills and like post it on Twitter or something, being like, oh, first in the world, 100,000 kills on Vantage. And it's like, okay, cool, touch grass. I feel like there's gonna be a weird split of people who are more casual players, but really just like playing Vantage for the unique kit that she offers and the variety she has as a character, and are really chill, honestly. Just don't take Apex that seriously, or there are going to be people who play Vantage and Vantage only and will be mad if someone steals it from them and are the serious ranked fucking grinders, sweat lords, and most likely a controller player.
Business is my pleasure.
Alright, so like, I don't know how many people have been longtime viewers of the channel, but I am going to try and get through this entire segment without talking about Loba's ass or making like a joke about her butt, and we're gonna do it. Starting now. If there is a character that I have seen mained by female players more than any other legend, it is Loba. I mean, I can't blame them. Insert bitches be shopping joke here. Loba mains are someone who Apex is almost definitely their main game at the moment, and they're having a great time on it, but they still do play other games intermittently. They know that they're not the best player, but they also will get in anyone's fucking jaw who shit talks them. They have the bite to back up the bark. No one likes to talk about it that much, but Loba mains are absolutely filthy little loot goblins. Like, they'll pop black market and, you know, ping good items in the black market first, but they are going to make sure to take everything that they want first, and then they'll let you know. Not that I can blame them. If Loba's bracelet ever bugs out even once for them, they will post it somewhere on Twitter, TikTok, I don't know. They will let everyone know about her bracelet bugging out, and it will literally ruin their entire fucking week. They know that Loba isn't the most meta character in Apex, but they also don't care about what the fucking meta is. And they probably mostly just play Loba because they're tired of people who are dog shit on their team stealing their purple armor from them, and they're also tired of having to like struggle for ammo they want or the gun they want, and they just like black market so they can loot it instantly. And half of y'all don't care where it is. Doesn't matter how looted the place has been. If y'all got black market and you feel like popping it, it's going down. Loba mains are never the best Apex players. They're never the strongest player on their squad, but they will fight, and they will fight with their whole heart and their whole, I can't talk about it, and their whole soul, and they will do their best. And if they had a bad game, they don't care. The GG's, we still go next. Who gives a shit? LMAO. Also, I noticed when it's like a straight dude manning Loba, they're usually pretty toxic, and they're fucking garbage. I don't know why. That's something I noticed. Damn, I got through that whole section without talking about Loba's fat, jiggly, fucking massive, ginormous, fucking squishy ass. Octane mains had not changed since like the first fucking video I made. Y'all will chase people in the storm for literally a 1 kill. If you see a rat somewhere and you're playing ranked, you will literally chase them across the map for 1 kill. You will stim just to take 10 light ammo from someone. Doesn't matter if you're a controller player or not, you still always want a car, wingman, R9, or an R3. You want one of those guns. You literally just like to play Octane because you can go faster than your teammates and get to places faster than your teammates and loot faster than your teammates. You don't calm, but in a way, you're the IGL of your team, because when you throw a jump pad, you are inting on people. You are diving into that team. You don't care if you only did 6 damage to them. You're going to do it anyways. You are going to force your team to go in with you, or else you're going to tell them they're throwing. If you get shot at more than once, you are either stimming and jump padding or literally popping a full Phoenix kit behind a rock. You are someone who constantly complains about third parties in Apex, but that is the only way you know how to fight people, is by third partying. If people do not push in with you, even if you went down to 8 damage and they do not win a 2v3 against literally the best players in the world, you will type to them their dog shit. Most of y'all don't even use your mic to tell people their ass. There's a high chance that you have a buddy that you play Apex with like just one person and you two always bitch about who your third is. Even if they're actually not that bad, y'all will still bitch about them when you die anyways. Some of you guys are very good and just play Apex religiously and have passion for this game. Maybe you want to be a pro streamer or a pro player one day, but half of the people who have that quote-unquote passion are just dog shit. Look, I'm not saying I hate Octane mains. I don't really hate anyone's mains in this game. This is just like merely an observation. Also, your chance of you having an anime profile pictures like your Steam profile picture or your Discord profile picture are probably pretty high. And if you have the heirloom, you will stim literally just for no reason, just for fun.
They're not gonna know what hit them.
Gibby is still maybe the best character in the game. I don't know. Gibby mains have always... I don't feel like Gibby has really had that much of a change of mains recently. Like, yes, there are the people who just like him because he's one of the bigger characters and maybe they relate to him being a bit more chonky and just, you know, how he's kind of just a dude. So they'll play Gibby for that reason alone. Or they just like playing the tank character in, like, no matter what game they play. But I think a lot of it with Gibby just comes down to the fact that he is the meta pick. You know that you could be having more fun on a movement character like Octane or Pathfinder or Horizon, but you really just don't care, and you just want to play Gibby solely because he is just such a strong pick. You always quote Gibby voice lines and say things like, "Oh yeah, brother, I'm hard as a rock." Just things like that. You love to finish people in your Gibby bubble, and you love to find as many ultimate accelerants as you can to just get that big ol' airstrike. And you're probably someone who's a bit more competitive savvy, like you actually do watch competitive Apex and ALGS and things like that, kind of like how Horizon mains probably do. You actually do care about the techs of this game, and you get excited when new patch notes drop. You're most likely an Apex diehard, but if there were a game that you found more enjoyable and was more popular that came out in the future, you found a game like that, you would drop Apex in a heartbeat. You are someone who themselves is tired of the Gibby meta, but just keeps playing Gibby anyways because it helps you win, and winning is what you like. You're probably someone who's good with like basically every gun in the game, and you can make any situation into a winnable one if you just try hard enough. You're also usually the IGL of your team, or you're someone who doesn't calm and sits in the back and lets someone else tell you what to do all the time. I've never truly seen a horrendous Gibby player. So I had actually already recorded a segment for Newcastle, and that was before I saw the patch notes for Season 14. Now look, I'm not saying that these changes necessarily make Newcastle overpowered or anything, but I definitely think the number of people maining him is about to quadruple. Newcastle was a new legend. I really didn't have anything to say about him considering the fact that basically no one mained him. His pick rate dropped immediately, but now he seems like someone who could actually be a viable replacement to Gibby, like everyone thought he was going to be when he came out. This one is definitely the hardest to gauge because anytime a character gets crazy buffs like Newcastle is getting, people flock to that character and be like, this character is the new OP character, I am maining them now. So there's going to be a lot of toxic tryhards and sweats maining Newcastle, absolutely. But I think over time, he might be a lot of former Gibby main's new main. After like 8 more billion years of playing Gibby, perhaps they will actually want to play someone new and they will flock to Newcastle. You might even be a Team Liquid fan of ALGS, hell, you might have already been maining Newcastle because of that reason alone. I imagine most Newcastle mains will be pretty decent, but I think a good majority of you will just be no calm controller player Andes who just don't really do much for their team despite playing a character that, you know, is team oriented. Newcastle mains will be the type of people to absolutely just start screaming at their teammates if they don't actually come to them so they can res them. I feel like Newcastle mains are going to get pretty interesting as time goes on. Try not to be too toxic, guys.
Breaking bones and breaking hearts, 5 decades running.
Fuse mains. Look, I have maybe gone on record in the past and I have not been very kind towards Fuse mains, okay? And what you have to understand is, I hate Fuse as a character. Now, hold your horses. It is just simply because I don't like a character in a video game whose kit it feels designed for people who are bad at playing the game. Now, I'm not saying all Fuse mains are bad. That's definitely not true. But you gotta understand, with everything I'm about to say, It is mainly because I am a bit biased, and I'm willing to admit that. If you main Fuse, you are the dad of Apex Legends. You see yourself in Fuse. You are someone who's pretty passionate about gaming, but you're still more of a casual player at whole. You like rock music, you know, you like Led Zeppelin, AC/DC, stuff like that. Maybe even some indie music. In any game where there is just the character that has shit that goes explodey, you like that character. You identify with the badass archetype in video games. In the middle of a 3v3 fight with your team, you won't even try to shoot. If you have 8 arc stars, you're gonna throw every single one of them. Doesn't matter if you don't stick a single person, you're gonna do it anyways. You either are already a dad, or you are going to be the old boomer gaming dad one day, who's a big fan of games like Doom and God of War. You could literally make the worst play ever, and you will still blame the game as to the reason you died. You will literally drop shield bats to carry more grenades. You're probably someone who does love Apex, but it's still not the only game you play. You play a variety, single player games, and whatnot. Are Fuse mains the best Apex players? Not by a long shot, but they try their best to have you believe that they are goated. Honestly, I can't even really say that I hate Fuse mains, because I don't. You guys are simply just an enigma.
Our path is made today.
You know, you don't really see too many Bloodhound mains anymore. Like, yes, people still do play Bloodhound quite a lot. They are mostly a character for people who are newer to the game and don't have other recon characters unlocked yet. There might be someone who just loves Bloodhound as a character and they are a big lore fan. Back in the day, I remember Bloodhound mains were pretty toxic because they were just the best scan legend in the game and they like the free wall hacks. If this person plays on keyboard and mouse, they almost exclusively use snipers, and if they play on controller, they almost exclusively use SMGs or the R3. Honestly, if you see someone still maining Bloodhound, they are probably, like Lifeline mains, very loyal. One of the reasons they might still main Bloodhound is just because, you know, they got a dope skin, the heirloom, and they have like 100 million kills on their tracker, so, you know, they still feel like flexing those. The newer the player is, the more likely that they are just not very good at the game. I know that kind of goes without saying, but man, when I see a baby Bloodhound, they are always just such a little cutie, scanning in the middle of an open field, running into walls, popping a shield cell literally while they're getting shot at, just cute things like that. A lot of those newer players will play Bloodhound for a bit of time before they move on to another character, but if they decide to stick with Bloodhound, they're probably a real one. Bloodhound mains are usually more talkative, I notice as well. Yeah, some of them could be toxic, but hey, some comms in ranked are better than no comms in ranked, right? Also, you're most likely a very competitive person. You take even pubs seriously, and you want to win every single team fight, no matter how small, and I respect it. Honestly, ever since Bloodhound has gone down a little bit in popularity, I have to admit, I kind of like Bloodhound mains more.
Another chance to train. Good. We don't want to get rusty.
You do the same thing with your tactical. You're someone who like overanalyzes every single play you make. An Ashe main was almost definitely a former Wraith, Horizon, or Bloodhound main. This is someone who browses subreddits like Apex University or Competitive Apex and actually watches the pro scene. Like, this is someone who takes Apex very seriously. Yeah, they might have been a Titanfall fan. I feel like more Titanfall fans play characters like Pathfinder or Valkyrie compared to Ashe even. Like, yeah, this person is almost definitely a sweat, and you know, at least they will probably almost use their mic most of the time, but they can get pretty fucking goddamn toxic. This person almost exclusively plays ranked, and most times out of 10, this person is almost exclusively a mouse and keyboard player. This person would not call themselves an edgelord, but I think other people definitely see them that way. Now, I've never seen an Ashe main who was bad at the game per se. I think most Ashe mains that I have seen have been pretty good, but you are a sweaty fuck. You will literally do anything it takes to win a team fight, and if you tether someone, you're pushing it. Kind of similar to Octane mains, who also might have been a character that Ashe mains used to main. You will literally use your portal the millisecond you feel like you need to. You do not care. You love taking high ground with your portal, but then half the time you use your portal to get some better positioning and you need to get away, you're like, fuck fuck, I don't have it. I am a moron. I should have kept it. You're someone who like overanalyzes every single play you make. You're simultaneously someone who probably thinks that they carry their team all the time, but when you get carried by your teammates, you just think, you know, it is what it is. My teammates aren't that good. Also, you're really sad you can't spam that voice line. Don't worry, I'm not gonna play it. Okay, I'm gonna play it.
Let's get to work.
Watson mains. Y'all are just a bunch of little cuties, aren't you? Every time I get a Watson main on my team, I always say the same thing. I like to call this Big Citrus's law. When you get a Watson teammate on your team and they are a solo queuer, right? One of two things about to happen. You are about to have the most cracked teammate of all time on your team. They're going to give great callouts, always have meds for you when you need it. They're always saving their ult for the perfect scenario to save your entire team. Cracked gameplay. They can use just about any weapon in Apex and succeed with it. And they are someone who always just take a loss on the chin and just say GG, good luck in your next one. Super positive vibes, super chill. Or you are going to get the actual most brain dead potato you have ever seen in your entire life. This is someone who probably is a lot more into the lore of Apex and is a big fan of you know, certain fan art of Watson. You're definitely like a skin collector. Like you definitely like aim to have like almost every single Watson skin in existence, even the ones you don't like. And you're either on one or two sides when it comes to you know, lewd images of the French girl. Either A, you are someone who is like, please do not draw porn of my waifu. She is a wholesome little bean. Or you are an absolutely fucking filthy troglodyte, degenerate scum fuck rat bastard. They have the most heinous images you have ever seen saved directly to their phone and computer, and you do not want to go through their gallery or their search history. You do not. Most Watson mains will either overthink everything and use their abilities even when they don't really need to fend something or pop their ult, they'll just do it. Or there's someone who will only use their abilities when it is the absolute right time, and they will basically never use them besides that. Like I said before, they're either going to be someone who is really cracked at the game, a very versatile player, very strong in close range fight situations, or they're just going to be someone who literally could not want to clip a player standing still with an R3 2 inches from their face. Like they just wouldn't be able to. No awareness, no game sense, literally using his shield bat to like heal like 14 health from their missing gold armor, like type brain dead. Like it would just be really bad. I notice Watson mains are definitely more casual players, and like they really do in fact pride themselves in the fact that they are the wholesome small bean type people. Also probably big into fan fiction. I'm not gonna say what fan fiction, but you know, definitely you know, some shit going on there. This is one thing I can say for sure about Watson mains. They will never switch to a different legend ever.
Mind ya, mullets, lady. I'm about to start some fires.
I feel like Mad Maggie mains are the combination of people who, yes, for one, do take Apex seriously and like the game, but are more casual players. Anytime I see a Maggie main, they range from decent to pretty great. Maggie has been getting a lot more play in higher ranks recently due to certain ALGS teams playing her, and oh yeah, them buffs. They're one of the only legends that like all of their mains seem to just actually be pretty cracked at the game. Maybe that's because you love using shotguns. Like myself, when I play Maggie, if I don't pick up a shotgun and use it for the whole game, I feel like I'm committing some sort of like sacrilegious act. Like I feel like I am committing an affront to God. I know every other Maggie main feels the same. You might have been someone who used to main Fuse, and you like obviously the fact that, you know, Maggie and Fuse are related characters and whatnot, but more so that Maggie has a more competitively viable kit than Fuse. You don't hate shield characters like Rampart and Newcastle and Gibby, but you know, that's one of the reasons you play Maggie. You just love watching them cower in fear as they try to hide behind their so-called cover. You are almost definitely a very aggressive player. Yeah, sure, you'll use your ult to save your own ass sometimes, but for the most part, you are chucking that motherfucker like a frisbee and you are going sick go mode. And you're usually a pretty cool person overall. Just a real homie. Just a real professional viber. You, just like Fuse mains, do in fact hate Watson players. You despise WATTSON. Hell, if you even see a WATTSON in your lobby, you will go out of your way to make sure that they die, and they die quickly. You know as a Maggie main that there is nothing more satisfying than highlighting someone after you crack them with your passive, and then following it up with your drill as they go to hide behind cover, and you know already exactly where they are, and it's just like a perfect situation. You're also probably good with most guns in the game and just about every legend. Yeah, I don't know. Maggie mains, yeah, y'all are the best. Maggie gang, rise up.
I quantify skill by the evidence.
I see that Caustic and Fuse mains tend to overlap. There's a high chance that you are a gaming dad, someone who's more of a boomer, prefers a lot of like military shooters, and if you are already not a dad, you will be a dad soon in the future. I could just tell. Yeah, you're more of an old soul, born in the wrong generation type, and you're usually pretty decent in the game. High chance you're a controller player, but even though you might be a controller player, you are good with just about every weapon. You're someone who doesn't really rage necessarily at Apex. You're more someone who just simmers. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when you die to something really stupid, you just kind of let out a deep sigh and sit there and just let the anger boil in your soul. You are probably aware that most people find you cringe as a Caustic main, and you will die on the hill that you are not, in fact, as the kids say, cringe. But at the same time, you find nothing more satisfying than trapping someone in an area where they literally have almost nowhere to go, sneaking up behind them, throwing your ult, and then just watching them scramble and cleaning up the kills, like, you know, that like they're little flies. I just cleaning up the kills. If you're a Caustic main, Apex is probably definitely not your favoriteest game of all time, but you might have been a Titanfall fan. You're someone who really does acknowledge how good Apex is as a game, even if it's not your very favorite. Most people probably think you're a bit of an edgelord, you can be a bit toxic, and hey, they might be a little right, but you probably are, for the most part, pretty chill.
Fear is my currency.
I have never seen a group of mains that think that they are more quote-unquote special than Revenant mains. Revenant is the new persecuted character when it comes to Apex Legends. His pick rate is incredibly low. Across all ranks, he has the worst average out of any legend. And Respawn basically nerfed him into the ground, and yeah, just keeps deciding to make it worse for the most part. Revenant is in desperate need of a rework, but he still has not received one. This doesn't mean Revenant is bad, and most Revenant mains know this. It might seem like a bit of a stupid thing to say, but most Revenant mains love close range fights, and they like just full sending and going in whenever they can. Might seem a bit obvious, but you know, that's pretty much how you have to play the legend to get any value out of him. They are someone who does like cool, edgy robots and all media that they enjoy, but you know, they especially love Revenant. The chances of them being a controller player are decently high, but you know, like Bloodhound mains, if they are a keyboard and mouse player, they almost definitely exclusively use marksman weapon and snipers every match. They know that most people think Revenant is a bit cringe, but I don't know, they kind of revel in that fact. Like, they like watching people get angry at them when they play Revenant. They like making people mauled. They're probably someone who looks back on the old RevTane meta and said, well, it wasn't that bad. It was fun. We should bring it back. I do almost understand some of their arguments to a point, but I cannot agree. For the next few seasons, Revenant mains are going to be the ones that are begging Respawn for any changes for their Robo Demon. Like, they are going to be sobbing every single time, begging for something to happen. And when a new patch comes out and there's no changes to Revenant, they will reply to Respawn on Twitter or on Reddit or on YouTube, and they will say, wow, the war on Revenant continues on no changes for Revenant. Simultaneously, they think Revenant is one of the best legends in the game, despite Revenant needing some reworks and buffs, lol.
Let's get this over with. Shop open soon and I haven't had lunch yet.
Rampart mains are usually pretty chill. Rampart has gotten some significant buffs over the course of the last few seasons, to the point where I would actually say she is like an A-tier character. She is really strong and a very fun character to play. There have been a lot of new Rampart mains recently, which of course you're gonna have scenarios where the old Rampart mains are like, I've been meaning Rampart this whole time, and I did not jump on the bandwagon, you guys are all just fake, and they think they're special. And look, I get it. If you put up with Rampart being kind of poo-poo for that long, I guess you do deserve some credit. You are in the club of constantly quoting Rampart's voice lines and just thinking she is hilarious, and anytime you say a voice line of hers, you just expect to get a laugh, and I mean, they are pretty funny. You always defend the Rampart heirloom just like WATTSON mains do, and you say, well, it's not that bad. Look, I don't think the heirlooms are horrible. They're just not the best. Similar to Maggie mains, if you're not using an LMG, you kind of feel like you are committing a heinous crime. Like you just feel like you're doing something wrong and you deserve to be punished, like by God. You almost are exclusively a defensive player, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you're like a pussy. It kind of just means that you play a bit smarter. If you think that you are about to get into a fight, you will literally play Fortnite and set up 84 barriers. Like you do not care. You don't pride yourself necessarily on being the best player. You more so pride yourself on the fact that you are a god at Rampart. Probably almost definitely a gaming merchant fan, or you just picked Rampart because she has a turret and you like characters that have a turret in basically any game you play. You're more likely someone who's afraid to use their mic, but you'll still give good comms and pings and whatnot. All around, you are a good teammate. Like I said, you're not the best at Apex, but you try your best. And that's what really matters.
Alright, I'm gonna be honest. I'm afraid. I'm really afraid. I'm just kidding. Nothing scares me.
In my last video, I felt so much love for the Giga Chads and Sigma males and absolute insane gamers that are Mirage mains that I made a little song.
If you Mirage, you got a big fat cock, you got bitches in the crib making you pork chops and you never stop winning. In the gold, you always be swimming.
You guys seem to really love it, so I made a full version of it and put it on Spotify. I feel like putting it into just words, like simple sentences, doesn't really describe the love I have for Mirage and how good and truly skilled Mirage mains are and how they're just on a separate league above everyone else who plays Apex. So I figured since y'all liked it last time, here is another tribute to Mirage.
Load the mag, then I send it, they call me a revenant. I said I'm the king and I fucking meant it, bitch, I'm ascending and I'm starting to feel like an Apex legend. Death to my enemies, bitch, you are irrelevant on your career, just for the hell of it. You not a threat, you just a mess, this is the beginning and I'm never ending again. Bitch, you'll never see me cry, bitch, you'll never see me die. Told everyone I'm a god and I never tell a lie.
You got bamboozled. Look at you.
By the way, yes, that full song should be up on Spotify and Apple Music and everything. There should be a link in the comments. But if y'all could stream that and follow my Spotify and stay updated for more future music, I would really appreciate it. Well, that was what your Apex Legends main says about you 4. I tried my very best to think about every single angle and scenario and be as accurate as I could in that. So I really hope that you guys felt I did a good job. Thank you guys so much for watching. I doubt this one is going to get nearly as many views as previous installments, but that's not why I make these. I make these because I love making these and everything, and I thank you guys for your support. Let me know in the comments if you think I got it right or if I got it wrong. Give me your own opinions, tell me who you main, and tell me if you think that I actually did a good job and that I shouldn't commit scooter ankle. If you want to interact with me, join my community Discord, follow my Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff in the description below. That's the best way to do so and see what I am working on. Community Discord, honestly, I would just join that if I were you. It's pretty good. Actually, make sure to tap the notification bell, like turn that on so you actually get notified when I stream, because I stream at really random times, or when I, of course, drop a new upload. Follow my Spotify if you want to stream the new Apex Legends song. Thank you guys so much for all the support. You guys honestly mean the world to me. And I've been Big Citrus, and have a damn good one.